talk about the gold prices, which are trading flat as the bronze prices continue to hold around those 1335 marks on your screen there. So very flat trades. It's barely a 1/10% of a change coming in for the gold prices at this point. The easing tensions between Russia and Ukraine is what has sapped the sentiment in gold as investors turn back into riskier assets. Take a look at the crude prices also, which also have cooled off today, and you have seen the Brent prices decline more than 0.5%. It has come back all the way from nearly 111, and that's the kind of decline that you have seen for the NYMEX prices as well. Vijay, what is your sense now for the energy space? Because the decline has been considerable from the kind of highs that we saw on Monday when that political standoff news came in from Ukraine and Russia.
Well, Manisha, like I had said earlier, it has become a very news-driven market at this point in time. And now that you've seen oil traders heave a sigh of relief because the anticipated supply-side constraints are unlikely to persist, you are seeing lower prices. Now, I would watch the 63.25 odd levels very keenly. If at all the bulls manage to hold on to that level and defend that level in case the market declines from here, there exists a possibility that crude oil prices might basically trade in a narrow band where support would be at 63.20 odd levels and resistance would come in at 64.25. Beyond that, if there's any further news emanating from either Europe or the US, we'll have to go with the flow and then take a relook. But at this point in time, you might want to take a very high-risk, aggressive punt. In case crude oil falls to 63.25, you might just want to venture out small-size buys with a clear objective of booking out at 1.5% profits.
Vijay, also, how would you look at the base metal prices? Because it is a second straight day of gains coming in for this space.
Base metals are also reacting to the sigh of relief that the markets have taken, the overall commodity markets have taken. They had basically nosedived on two pressure points. A, you had Ukraine. B, you had China. So now I guess there is a short covering base rally which is occurring here. In terms of prices, I think aluminium is likely to run into a wall of resistance at 109.5, 110. Where copper is concerned, I think 448 to 452 would be a pressure point. When nickel is concerned, I think 958 would be a level where some selling would come in. 134 at on lead, and zinc again 2 rupees from here, and you'll see some profit taking and surrendering of long positions all over again.
That's the cue really coming about the non-agro space. But remember, we also have seen a lot of movement coming in for the sugar prices in the recent days, where there are reports of more shipments that could be done from India as the high global prices are supportive for the Indian exports here. You also have seen the subsidies come in. The shipments may total 2 million metric tons to 2.2 million tons in the year ending September 30th on back of favorable prices. If you look at the international markets, well, you have seen the raw sugar prices in New York gain up more than 20% from the Jan lows, as dry weather threatens crop in Brazil. Let's get on board then Praful Vitlani from Jagjeevan Kesavji and Company, and he joins us on a Mumbai phone line. Mr. Vitlani, hi, welcome. What's your sense, first of all, on prices and two, on the export reports?
First of all, I will tell you about the exports. The figure which we have is 1.6 million ton is already shipped from India between October till 28th of February. So, and there was 0.2 million ton was import. So net 1.4 export is already over. And the first tranche of export subsidies till 31st of March, that is 3,300 per metric ton from government of India. So we are expecting another 6 lakh ton of export. So 2 million ton will be completed itself on the financial year of 31st March. And now about the price is concerned, there is a 20% jump in world market price. It's around 22%, whereas India has gained only 8%. So I personally feel another 6 to 7% gain in Indian markets for the sugar.
All right, Mr. Vitlani, thank you so much for telling us. So further gains in sugar not ruled out. And it's not really sugar. Take a look at the chana prices, which are trading 1.5% on the higher side today. The prices continue to gain on good demand. Reports of damage to crop due to recent rains in growing regions, particularly MP, and that is what has been taking the prices higher. Let's get on board Anurag Talchan. He's director at Esarco Exim, and he joins us on a phone line from Kolkata. Anurag, hi, welcome. The chana prices have been on a tear. How much of a further gain are you expecting, and what kind of damages really are we talking about to crop?
Hi, Manisha. Basically, as regards damage is concerned to the crop, it's still a bit early because the rains have happened last week. And there are some rains expected in MP today and tomorrow as well, though it's a bit premature, but I feel damage in MP is to the extent of 15 to 20% what we are hearing. And Rajasthan, there is a the damage extent is not as high as that in MP. It's really not substantial. And the result of this will be that the harvest will be delayed. So as such, harvest would have started now, but now it will not be happening before, I think, the end of March, another 15-20 days to begin with. And then once the harvest starts coming to the markets, definitely there will be pressure on the prices, irrespective of the crop size or irrespective of the damage. Overall, if we take into view the entire Indian chana crop, I don't think that we are going to be any short. The number will be still, I feel, higher than last year, if not same. So prices on the NCDX, as you said rightly today, they were up by almost more than 1.5%, and I see these prices going up further in the next few days, and we could see April trading up to 3,300 before any basically reaction sets in.
So bullish view coming in for pulses. Anurag, thank you so much for taking time for that phone call. Vijay, what's your sense then? The sugar and the chana prices, the industry really is talking about further bullishness in both of these commodities. How is it looking on charts?
Manisha, I'm extremely pleased with the way chana and sugar are shaping out. We've been talking about 3350 odd levels by end of April, and you're almost halfway there. And I would still maintain my view that come April end, you're likely to see chana approximately 150 rupees, if not higher, from here itself. And where sugar is concerned, once the summer season really hits us, that also happens to coincide with the wedding season. I would expect 2,900 to 3,000 rupees on the NCDX financial futures market. So I would be a buyer on chana and sugar in the mid and far month series. Should I get a percent and a half decline from here, I would be glad to buy.
What's your sense also on MCX potato, because there is some profit taking seen today?
Manisha, I think potato has seen the majority of its appreciation run behind it. Now, in the month of December, when I talked about potato going into 4-digit mark, it was roughly close to 860, 880 odd levels. From there, it scaled up to 1,200. I think potato is likely to run into a wall of resistance in the March month future series, as in when it approaches the 1180 or 1190 levels. At 1,200, I think it's sheer exuberance being built into the price, and it's overpriced at that point in time. I think you should be seeking short selling opportunities on potato now.